Hey, Thomas here. In this video, we're sharing with you how to do the cartwheel. Now, the cartwheel is one of the first beginner-level acrobatic moves or gymnastics moves you're going to want to learn. This is a great exercise to get used to going upside down. It's relatively safe to get started in your acrobatics, so that's good. You're also developing a lot of great things here. You're developing balance, shoulder strength, and stability. You're working on your alignment and coordination and being comfortable going upside down. So this is a fantastic move to train once you feel comfortable. Now I'm gonna give you, if you're a beginner, I'm gonna give you some progressions to use with this, and I'm gonna be showing you the technique, and then I'm also gonna share with you a couple of exercises to help build into this. Now, I also wanna point out this. Some people that are more advanced will say, the cartwheel, I've already learned the cartwheel. You know, they wanna learn other flips. However, the cartwheel is so versatile, and there's different ways you can master this movement. So if you're more advanced, I encourage you to watch this tutorial and try to perform more advanced versions of your cartwheel. And just to show you a little bit, you can go different speeds, you can go different balancing points there. You want to be able to master both sides, okay? And fully master this move. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into this. The technique, I recommend, you practice the technique on a straight line so that way you know exactly where you're landing. You can judge it, you can really see what you're doing here and try to get very accurate. Now you're gonna step into the cartwheel like so. Your forward foot is gonna be in line with the line here, straight, okay? You're going to try to keep your back neutral here the entire time. You don't want to round too much or arch too much, okay? So really focus on keeping that back neutral, standing tall. Same with the legs, okay? You're gonna place the arms up close to your ears. And you're gonna wanna maintain the arms up by your ears throughout this, basically the entire motion here. You're going to lean forward, hinging at the hips. So it's important that you have flexibility here too. So if you don't have this, we'll talk about how you can get this later. But you're gonna hinge down at the hips, putting the weight down on this front foot. You can start to lunge now at this point to get further down, hands by the ears, and you're going to slightly rotate the upper body, and you can have the back leg slightly turned out. So this will help open up the hips to go into the cartwheel position. And you're going to place that forward hand down on the line, perpendicular, okay? So perpendicular to the line here, okay? As you lift up, or as you place the hand down, you're gonna lift the back leg up. Now I want you to think about this. This back heel is going to control a lot of where you're going. So you want to imagine this back heel is going to create a nice semicircle line up and over in this line here. So think about that while you're doing this. So you place the hand down, you're kicking the back leg up, driving that heel around that semicircle. As you reach up and you start to release the weight from this foot here, going on the toe, that's where you're going to place the opposite hand down in the same position, perpendicular to the line. So I'll show you here. Up, and see, if you do it just right, you're gonna hit a nice handstand position. And many of us, if you wanna master this, you should be able to comfortably go into a handstand from that position, okay? Then from here, it's allowing that back leg to continue the motion and to follow through, landing back on that line. Okay? Now, you'll notice this in gymnastics, other motions, they tend to land with the foot facing the direction they just came from, okay? Basically the complete opposite of where you started. So land, turning, and here, okay? This helps for balance and things like this. However, I like to land in different motions here just to get the body awareness. All right, now that you know the technique, that's just one part of the puzzle here. As you probably already know if you've tried this, just doing the technique and trying to go for it can be difficult. So I want to give you some progressions and key points to think about here. One progression is keeping your center of mass pretty low. This way it feels safe and comfortable. So you can go in a nice little squat here. You don't have to worry too much about the arms pressing out, but the goal is, when you're doing this, to press the arms by the ears, and you want to have a nice shoulder shrug so you're nice and strong here, okay? But at first, if you find it's difficult to get there, don't worry about it. We're just going to go through the motion here, get comfortable performing this cartwheel. So you can go low, and just kind of land, right? So you can kind of get a feel for it. You can also bring the hips a little bit more in front, so that way you're not completely upside down. This can help a lot with the fear. So you're just going, right? You can start off with the hips more in front, so that way you're not really worried about landing on your head and doing these things. So if you decide to go with the hips going more in front, you can also work on extending the legs and working on that technique of placing the hand down, swinging the back heel around, but more in front. So I'll show you here. It's also a great way to change your cartwheel and make it look pretty cool. Okay, so once you get that comfortable, you can start to stand up a little bit taller. All right, stand up a little bit taller, really work on pressing through the shoulders, using those hands, going back to that technique we talked about. You can go more over the top than before. All right, and then once you start to get that down, work on going completely straight up, staying nice and tall, focus on that alignment points, bringing the hips and the heel up and over straight in a line, and like so. Now here's something if you feel that you just don't have that flexibility, it's uncomfortable, you can work on elevated surfaces, find something sturdy, and work on just using the hands in that motion, placing that front foot down, placing the front hand down, and then follow through. Okay, even though you're not able to go to the ground yet, but you're able to get an understanding of the coordination, the motion, and get that rhythm and timing. Now, here are a couple of exercises that will help tremendously with this. A big one is, flexibility, being able to go down, keeping that neutral back. This is gonna make things a lot easier. Also developing the coordination and leg strength. A simple exercise is the single leg hinge. So what you're gonna do is keep the chin tuck. You're going to have that neutral back. You can keep the back leg straight or slightly bent for less resistance. And you're just going to reach out and try to hit that position, nice hinge, and then back up, okay? You wanna do that about 10 reps, 3 sets, and go with each leg. And if you have the arms out, this also replicates basically that cartwheel position here, okay? And had a little trouble with the balance there because the floor's a little squishy, but you get the idea. Okay, the second exercise is a lot of us might have trouble with the wrist strength and the shoulder strength, okay? So a simple way to help with this is going down into your handstand position and simply kicking up and back down, okay? We call this the handstand prep. Again, you want to focus on keeping the back straight. So if you have trouble getting that flexibility, just bend the arms a little bit so you can compensate, and then press through as you lift up, okay? And again, go with both sides. Now, if you find that that's pretty scary, you're worried about falling over, you can also use the wall to kick up into and have that as, a little safety barrier there. So you're close to the wall, and you're just gonna lift up, and if you need it, you feel like you're gonna tip over, you have the wall there. All right? So that's the cartwheel, an incredible movement. It's one movement that I'll be using for years to come. I recommend you practicing this, mastering it, even if you're advanced. This is a great move to fully master and just have fun with it. Now, one of the biggest things is, especially if you're new to this, you want to learn these movements, you got to have core strength. You got to have shoulder stability and strength. And this is going to be, the building blocks for all of your acrobatic training. So if you need to work on this, maybe you have some fat you want to cut off, then I strongly recommend checking out our Rapid Primal Fitness program. This is ideal for guys who want to develop, or women who want to develop, that functional lean body to do things like this acrobatic movements, or as some of us will do flips as well. But it's going to develop that functional lean body that you want. So you can pick it up down below in the description. Now, if you want to just demo some of the stuff, try out some of our workouts, we have a free bodyweight workout you can test out as well. You can pick that up as well in the description. As always, train safe. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, turn on those notifications, and leave any comments if you want more videos like this.